I'm Mike's older brother and best friend.
Speak up a little. It's hard to hear in the back rows.
First, I'd like to thank you all for coming here
In the
and
nosebleed
making it out.
section.
Without it, it wouldn't be possible. Mike and I have been brothers now for almost 30 years, and in the course of 30 years, we really got to know. I've seen Mike go from annoying little kid to the annoying little guy you see here today. And one of my earliest memories of Mike is him having a very sophisticated mouth. Those
Speak
of you
up a
who
little,
knew
seriously.
Mike as a kid understand what I'm talking about. For those of you that don't, let me paint you a picture. While Beth, Carrie, George, and I would be eating chicken fingers and fries, Mike would be eating sushi. But instead of your traditional sushi, seaweed, rice, and some sort of fish, Mike's would just consist of seaweed. Yes, only dry seaweed. And I wish the buck stops here. But for breakfast, when we would be eating Eggos, Mike would have 2 or 3 dry packets of oatmeal straight out. Eventually, as his palate matured, he started to eat rice with that seaweed. Unfortunately, he never graduated to cook. So myself, I've always been a numbers guy. And as I was reminiscing about Mike's diet, it made me think a little. So the average family drinks a little bit over a gallon of milk a year. That's 56 gallons of milk per year. But my family, we would go through 5 or 7 gallons of whole milk per week.
Oh, wow.
So that's 260 to 364 gallons per year. So if you were to break that one further step, Mike drinks, on average, 7 times more milk than the average person.
Wow.
Gross.
Wow.
So my sister Carrie must have realized this first, because she started calling him Bones Girl. And I thought it was just because he was so skinny we could see his ribs. But I gotta say, the 6'2" Mike we see here before today is living proof that you don't have to eat vegetables. Now, Mike has always been a better athlete than me growing up. Baseball, basketball, billiards, ping pong, you name it. But being the big brother, I knew to stick to my strong points. Don't play him in pool or ping pong where it's an even field. In basketball, use your bigger body to back into him and just players. And when it came to fist fights, make sure your parents aren't looking and just beat him up and wail on him until he hears you. Unfortunately, this all came crashing down when I went to college and came back and Mike had a growth spurt. Now that he had a half a foot on me, he was always very eager for rematches in basketball. He'd like to insult me by saying, "I'll spot you some points." I used to indulge, and I like to believe the games were very competitive, but they probably weren't. Now, I can't remember the last time we played basketball. But what I do remember was Christmas of 2008, Mike's senior year of high school. I came back, and my mom told me, Mike dunked during the pep rally. That's when I knew never to play him in basketball. So, the quality I admire the most in Mike is his patience and kindness. And no, I'm not talking about how he patiently waited to beat me in basketball time enough to give me points. Rather, Mike is nice to everyone he meets, and he always goes out of his way to include those that are excluded into his inner circle of friends, despite how frustratingly annoying they can sometimes be. Those without kids don't usually have the patience to put up with young children. But Mike, most of you probably know this, he FaceTimes his nephews every night. And yesterday on our hike for the 4 miles, he had the little one on his back, selflessly just carrying him so he could give his parents a break. Now, it's these reasons and countless more that I know Mike's kids will be blessed to have in this family. Now, Mike and I also have the same very bad quality. We're both very stubborn and set in our ways, as Sarah mentioned. And it's here where I've seen Nicole push Mike to try new things and experiences. Before Mike met Nicole, his adult diet was steak, Golden House, and smash burger. And now it's steak tacos, salmon, and I wouldn't believe it if he didn't tell me himself, but he eats grapefruit last. He went to skim. So, Mike likes to say that he convinced Nicole to adopt. But we were all shocked when they adopted Andy, formerly known as Cheeto, because Mike was tragically scared of dogs growing up. I remember when my Aunt Sally's dogs would get next to him, he'd jump on the couch crying. We'd have to lock them, not Mike, in a separate room. So we'd spend Thanksgiving or Christmas at her house.
Zachary, 105-pound golden shepherd bit. Right?
And now he's got Andy, a much smaller dog, but he's definitely more bite than bark.
More bite than bark.
And I guess the last thing is Mike's even learning to speak Greek for those who don't know. And I can tell you from my personal experience, it's very difficult to learn. I tried to learn a sentence for this speech, and I failed miserably. So here it is in English. Raise your glasses to the happy couple.
So sweet. Yay ho.
Yama. That's what my
Yama.
dad